Tbise, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live in Parliament USA. TNS Media Group is the family. So let's get into this Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. This was again, both of these teams are railing to get in the playoffs. I think the Vikings are not going to make it, and I know that the Cowboys won't make it as well. Barring a miracle, from my understanding, it looks like they're not going to get in. Cowboys currently sit at 6-7-1. And then you have the Vikings, who are 6-8. Both of these teams are trail, their division leaders. Notably, the Eagles are leading the NFC East. So the Cowboys, I believe now with this loss, will be two games behind the Eagles, and it's going to be very, very hard for them to, catch the Eagles. I think the Eagles probably got to win maybe one more game, and then I think the Cowboys will be eliminated from actually winning the division. Now, as far as the playoffs, I don't know. Now, Cowboys, every year we look at the Cowboys, and the Cowboys show who they really are every single year. Cowboys have a good quarterback. Prescott is a good quarterback. They have CeeDee Lamb, who's a good wide receiver. Now they have Pickens, who's a good wide receiver over there. Have a fairly good defense, but it's just something that's with this organization that leads me to believe that the golden years when they had Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, all those guys, playing. I think that's over with. I think the Cowboys, they need something new over there. I don't know if it's management. I don't know what's going on, but you have players like Micah Parsons wanting to leave. But let's get back to this game. This was a game the Cowboys were supposed to win. The Cowboys needed this win to keep up with the Eagles. But what happens? The Cowboys dropped the ball. Dak Prescott played fairly well. 23 for 38, 294 yards. Didn't throw a touchdown or interception, but he did put up big numbers in yardage, but ultimately they could not get it done. Once again, they could not get it done. Where's Pickens been? I don't know where Pickens has been at. Pickens hasn't been playing. I know he had a big game against the Eagles, played fairly well after that, but he hasn't been someone who's been reliable. CeeDee Lamb is always ready to play and always reliable. The Cowboys, I'm sorry to say, but your season is done. Your season is done. So for me, I just think that the Cowboys got to go back to the drawing board. Maybe next season they'll have a better opportunity. So for me, they'll just pack it in, man. I don't know what to say. I know we got Jerry Jones saying he was optimistic about the opportunity with the Cowboys because the Eagles were slipping and sliding in the loss column. So for me, no, I don't think you guys have an opportunity. I know that's you guys looking at it saying, hey, if the Eagles keep losing, we can get back, but you guys lost too many games early on in the season. You guys didn't come together enough early in the season to be able to compete with the Philadelphia Eagles, who played fairly well, despite everyone saying they had a tough schedule, the worst schedule of a NFL champion the following season. But you see the Eagles, yes, they are struggling a little bit, but they are now adding W's in the win column. So we'll see what happens in regards to that. But the Cowboys, no, it's not happening. You guys will be eliminated from the playoffs, and you guys will not compete for a Super Bowl. But it's Tbise, the best in sports entertainment. Tbise, the best in sports clothing, cars, whatever you're selling. You have a great idea. You want to put it on our platform. Contact Tbise. Call us now, 267-982-0342. Tbise, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live in Parliament USA. TNS Media Group is the team and the family. We had a battle up in the AFC. This was a really, really good game. This was a game that a lot of people were watching, trying to get a measuring stick to see who's going to win this actual division. This was the Buffalo Bills who played against the New England Patriots. The Buffalo Bills won this game 35-31. For me, looking at this game, this was a big game. Josh Allen, a big-time quarterback, 19 for 28, 193 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He was sacked twice, but this guy is a gamer, man. In my opinion, this guy is a gamer, man. He brought his team back. They were down early, I believe 14-0 or so, and they had some good drives, and then they had some drives that stalled out. But ultimately, they got it going. They got the victory up there. The victory against the Buffalo Bills. So for me, I'm still looking at these two teams as possible. They're going to possibly represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. I think it's their opportunity that they can lose, and it's up to them. There will probably be the two teams you'll see in the AFC Championship. even though they are in the same division, if they don't have to play each other, depending on how things go with the playoff standings. But I look forward to seeing these two teams to be very, very competitive and ultimately being a team that's going to be competing for a Super Bowl. Now, on the flip side, you know, with you have the Patriots. The Patriots is a really good team. A young quarterback, Drake May, 14 with 23, 155 yards. He didn't throw a touchdown, but he did throw an interception. He was sacked 3 times in this game. I think that was the Achilles heel in the game as far as him not being able to, get some passing touchdowns. But they were able to drive. He did get some rushing touchdowns from Henderson. He had 2 touchdowns and 148 yards on the ground. But just to go back to the Patriots' young quarterback, this guy is a gamer. From what we see right now, this guy is a gamer, and he's winning big games. The Patriots currently sit at 11-3 right now, atop of their division. So for me, I'm not too concerned about them. This was a game that they lost. They came into this game 11-2. So they have played well all year. They've been surprising everyone all year. But they came up against Buffalo, a gritty, Josh Allen MVP came in there ready to play. But I look forward to these two teams playing again. This will be a matchup. Maybe this division will be on fire because these two guys are still fairly young, especially Drake May. So Josh Allen has competition over there in that division. So we'll see what happens going forward with these two teams. It's Tbise, the best in sports entertainment. Hey, listen, I know you hear all this stuff about home care. Home care is dying, or home care is no longer what it was years ago, but it's coming back around. Don't forget, I'm telling you first, contact TNS Licensing and Consulting. Start your home care agency today. Right now, for just $999, you can start the process to get your home care agency up and running. That's $999. Contact TNS Licensing and Consulting to get you your LLC, your EIN, everything going in home care, because the MCOs are coming back around. You don't want to miss out. Next year is going to be a big year for home care. Call now, 267-534-5053. That's 267-534-5053. Don't wait. I know you see this commercial. Call now. TNS Licensing and Consulting. They will start the process to get your home care agency off the ground. That's 267-534-5053 for only $999. Get the process started today. TNS Licensing and Consulting, 267-534-5053. TNS Licensing and Consulting. Call now. Get your home care agency started for only $999 right now. TBIC, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live in Palm, you will say. TNS Media Group is a team and a family. So I just want to get to Philadelphia Eagles, who hosted the Raiders this week. The lowly Raiders. They came into the game 2-11. I believe on a 7-game losing streak or something like that. They come into Philadelphia to play the reigning champions and on our home field. Eagles destroyed the Raiders 31-0. I'm not impressed. I'm just of course this is the Raiders. I'm just still not really that impressed because this is a team that I believe we're supposed to do this. We're not going to let Pickett come in here and get a win. Now, maybe the point total of 31-0, yes, that does mean something. I know the Eagles have a lot of urgency. I'm just saying that I'm not impressed saying that, hey, we out of the doghouse right now. I think it's still a lot more we have to do. Now, I don't know what's going to happen when we have to go up to play the Commanders. Commanders are a divisional game. They have Mariota, but I'll get to that maybe sometime this week. But let's talk about the Eagles beating the Raiders, the lowly Raiders. Philadelphia fans, yes, we are happy to see a win or another notch in the win column. Yes, I am. I'm okay with that, and I'm happy to see this. I just don't want to get too high and say that, hey, the Eagles are back. I just can't believe it. We still have 3 games left, 2 against our division foes, the Commanders. Then we have to play the Buffalo Bills. Now, can we lose to the Commanders? We can lose to the Commanders if we don't fix the offense. The offense still looked pretty good. Hurts, He was 12 for 15, 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. I give you that. And then you had Saquon, 22 carries for 78 yards. I get it. I see. This is a step towards doing the right thing. So I don't want to, rain on the parade. This is a step in the right direction. But to get too high and say that we're back and we're going to win a Super Bowl, all these things, I'm still not sure if we can do it. I don't know if we can do it. It's just a lot of things we have to work on for me to feel more confident, like maybe being able to run the ball, like being able to get Saquon to get over 100 yards rushing in a few more games. And we can get Saquon, we get the offensive line intact. I know Lane Johnson's been out. We get Lane back. Just that just for me, I'm not convinced that we are back and that we are, ready to compete for a Super Bowl. Now, we are a team no one really wants to play because we are, proven to know how to win in the playoffs. But I'm just saying, let's try and, let's pump the brakes, take it week by week to see what happens because we're kind of like starting over. We just lost, 3-4 games in a row. So now we have to really, recalibrate, get everything together, and then come back and see where we at after these next 3 weeks because we should win all of these games. If we don't, we're still giving a life to the Dallas Cowboys, even though they lost yesterday. So we'll see what happens. But I wouldn't get too high on the Eagles right now. I'm not too high on the Eagles. I'm not confident that we are back, that we are, better than ever, and all the things I'm hearing in the comments and so forth and so on. No, we're not back. We're not better than ever. This is just a step in the right direction. You heard it here first. It's Tbise, the best in sports entertainment.
Clothing, cars, whatever you're selling, you have a great idea. You want to put it on our platform. Contact Tbise. Call us now, 267-982-0342. Tbise, the best in sports entertainment.
Tbise, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live in partnership with TNS Media Group. It's the team and the family. So it's been a question that's been proposed to me. Why are these non-contact injuries so devastating when they happen? I'm speaking about ACL and the Achilles. You see NBA players and NFL players sometimes get down in a stance or a position to take off, and then you see them fall to the ground. It can be either by their Achilles or by their ACL. And you see this happen over and over and over and over again. We cannot define the cause of this. It's just a matter of when it happens and how it happens, and this is something that's been going on for years. You've seen the likes of Kevin Durant go to make a move. You see Jason Tatum go to make a move. You see Kobe Bryant go to make a move, and you see these guys just ultimately fall to the ground. Rajon Rondo even said I think he finished a game with a torn Achilles. But you see these things happening, and then you go over to the NFL. And you see Micah Parsons. You see Patrick Mahomes. Even though there was some contact with Patrick Mahomes, but there are a lot of players you see just make a slight cut or a slight turn or a certain movement, and then they're tearing their Achilles or they're tearing or they're ripping or destroying their ACL. It's like, what can we do? How do we prevent these injuries from happening? Is this a stretching issue? Is this a warm-up issue? Because for example, Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL, and this happened, in the fourth quarter of a football game. I'm pretty sure he's warmed up, even though it's cold outside. He's able to run and move around, and then all of a sudden he tears his ACL. But there was some contact there. But what about Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons was just running up the middle of the field, looking to make a play on the quarterback, and then you see him just fall to the ground in pain. And we've seen it over and over and over again when you see players make sudden moves, sudden changes. What's going on? What can we do to prevent these injuries? How can we get some more education about what's going on, why these injuries are happening? We need to know, because a lot of times, these players are just going out there to make a play or to be aggressive, and then you see them just fall to the ground. And it's unfortunate because these injuries are something that, we really don't have too much knowledge of, in my opinion. I just hear people say, well, it was meant to happen, or it just happened because it's supposed to happen. Is there any x-rays or any examination that we can do to kind of look at a player's ACL or MCL or their Achilles and see if there's any slight or small tears within the actual, these ACLs or MCLs or the Achilles, and see if we can say, hey, we need to make a small repair or something, or change something, because it's clear that these things are just happening at the drop of a dime, and these players are missing, significant time from the sport that they love, and also these players are missing, out on money. You've seen people who have gotten hurt, who have tore the ACL or their MCL or their Achilles, and then they had a contract year coming up, and then all of a sudden they missed out on on money and things that nature, which can help their families. So this has been going on for years. Hopefully, we can get some more information and some more knowledge about this, because this seems like this is an ongoing situation where there's a lot of players all around the world, soccer, NFL, NBA, you name it, all sports. They are tearing their Achilles in their MCLs and ACLs, and it's unfortunate. So we'll see what we can do. Hopefully, we get somebody up here to talk about this and see what we can do. Let me know what you guys think. It's TBISC, the best in sports.
Hey, listen, I know you hear all this stuff about home care. Home care is dying, or home care is no longer what it was years ago, but it's coming back around. Don't forget, I'm telling you first, contact TNS Licensing and Consulting. Start your home care agency today. Right now, for just $999, you can start the process to get your home care agency up and running. That's $999. Contact TNS Licensing and Consulting to get you your LLC, your EIN, everything going in home care, because the MCOs are coming back around. You don't want to miss out. Next year is going to be a big year for home care. Call now, 267-534-5053. That's 267-534-5053. Don't wait. I know you see this commercial. Call now. TNS Licensing and Consulting. They will start the process to get your home care agency off the ground. That's 267-534-5053 for only $999. Get the process started today. TNS Licensing and Consulting, 267-534-5053. TNS Licensing and Consulting. Call now. Get your home care agency started for only $999 right now.
It's TBIC, the best in sports entertainment. I want to welcome everybody back to the show. Some more unfortunate news in the NFL. Micah Parsons tore his ACL, this week, and it's unfortunate. This is a player who a lot of people deemed as probably one of the best defensive players in the league. He left the Dallas Cowboys to be traded to the Green Bay Packers. He's been someone who's been very dominant, someone that makes a lot of great plays, and it's unfortunate to see him get injured. This is his 5th year in the league. He's only 26 years old. This season, I believe, he has 12 and a half sacks. He's someone who you look at who's been very helpful, real durable throughout his career, and then he tore his ACL. And it's difficult to see this happen to these type of players who you see, want to win. He wants to win a Super Bowl. I know he felt like he could win with the Packers. Not saying they can't win it this year, but I'm just saying he probably felt like he had an opportunity to win with the Packers. A great organization, great coach, good young quarterback, good running back, a lot of different things they have over there. Great defense as well. A lot of good things they have over there with the Packers, but you lose him now. And Michael Parsons is someone who's very vocal on the football field, very vocal in the locker room, someone who you can count on. And then you see this injury. It's just unfortunate to see this. Now, he's a true professional. I expect Michael Parsons to have surgery here in the coming weeks. And also, I expect him to be back better than ever. Because a lot of times, you look at these ACLs, they're not the same as they were a few years ago as far as the recovery. Medicine's got a lot better. The doctors have gotten a lot better in figuring out these injuries, these ACLs and these Achilles. And then you see a lot of players coming back a lot faster. So hopefully we will get Micah Parsons back better than ever next season. He may miss some time. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes is going to as well. May miss some time next season, but I look forward to him being back better than ever next season. It's TBISC, the best in sports entertainment. Welcome everybody to TBIC, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live in partnership with TNS Media Group, as a team and a family. I want to get into some breaking news in the NFL. Unfortunately, this is not good news. This is bad news for the NFL world. Patrick Mahomes has been injured and has tore his ACL. So Patrick Mahomes will not be playing anymore this season. He tore his ACL in his left knee, I believe, about 2 minutes left in the game or so. and he was scrambling to the right trying to make a play. Close game. They end up losing the game 16-13 to the LA Chargers. But just go back to his injury. Patrick Mahomes has been someone who's been keeping his team in the playoffs. Been to multiple championships, won multiple Super Bowls as well. And then you see him take this this injury at this point in the season, whereas though they were trying to make the playoffs, they were trying to get there. But most importantly, to see him being injured, this is someone who's possibly the best quarterback in the NFL. A lot of people would say he is. I know this is a down season for them. Like I said, they're 6-8. But Patrick Mahomes is someone you can rely on. You can't really count the Kansas City Chiefs out without with Patrick Mahomes behind the wheel. You can always suspect that they can make a push and make a run. They done it plenty of years and ended up in the Super Bowl. Tough team to beat, especially with Patrick Mahomes behind the wheel. So now you have this injury with Patrick Mahomes, and he tore his ACL, and he's going to be out for this season, and possibly some of next season. He's going to miss maybe a big part of next season as well, depending on the timetable as far as the injury. I know there's been something that has been released that he's going to be seeking to get some information about when the surgery should be done, but I believe it's going to be done within the next few weeks or so here. I think it's going to be taken care of probably by next week. He'll have the surgery and repair the ACL and then begin his process as far as recovery. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs, they have been eliminated. They're out of the playoffs. Not really a good season for them. And then you have your best player go down. How unfortunate is this? Hopefully, Patrick Mahomes will come back stronger than ever. He's put out a message thanking everyone for supporting him and said that he'll be back stronger than ever. He didn't understand why this would happen, but he understood that this is, was planned for him, and he'll come back, I believe, better than ever, with a chip on his shoulder, and ultimately will be competing for more Super Bowls. He's still a young guy, has a lot of football left in his career, so it's unfortunate that this happened to him, but I look forward to seeing Patrick Mahomes come back and be in a Kansas City uniform for possibly for his entire career. So shout out to Patrick Mahomes. Get well soon. It's Tbise, the best in sports entertainment.